let's go to weaknesses, Sam. I mean, we kind of alluded to them. I want to focus in on the Chiefs. They don't have Mitchell Schwartz, so that's a left tackle missing for them. I think they're missing their other tackle in Eric Fisher, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check that. But the Browns are going to be able to get after them on defense. I mean, overall, that defense is just not that impressive.
Right.
I mean, it's for us, it's like it's Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, and that's what we're known for. But, like, we've had guys step up with huge games and make plays, and it was like Vernon Claiborne. I think Money Mitch is just steady, which is underrated. And then, Carl Joseph has made these weird plays, and then Taki's come alive, right? So it's that kind of thing. But it's like I don't see that with the Chiefs all the time. They've had some good games, but it really is Frank Clark and Tyrann Mathieu.
Right. I think if you're looking at weaknesses, the Chiefs' weakness has to be their run defense, man. I think they're 31st in the league in run defense, and that bodes well for a team that comes in with the best offensive line and the best backfield in football. So if the Browns do jump out to that early lead, dude, run the ball. Run the ball. Not only is it your strength and their weakness, but it also keeps 15 off the field on the sideline, So Browns, if they can get out to that early lead, run the ball as much as possible, expose that. Now, if you're jumping over to the other side, what's scary is that the Browns have a glaring weakness in defending mobile quarterbacks. And while Patrick Mahomes isn't Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes can cause a problem. And Patrick Mahomes can escape, and Patrick Mahomes can make great throws on the run. And so,
I do see – you talk about Jackson, he's more of like, we'll scramble for 20 yards, 25 yards. Mahomes is like, we'll run around for 25 yards until he finds Kelsey.
Right. And if Ward isn't 100%, if that secondary is a little slim back there, that's going to be a problem. We saw what Jackson did when he sort of scrambled and did that scramble drill and hit his man, I think Mark Andrews, for like 35 yards that set up a go-ahead score. Patrick Mahomes, I do see him getting away from Myles Garrett. I see him getting away from Claiborne. I think when you look and say, oh, Mitchell Schwartz is out, that's good, but you still got to finish the job and get the guy to the ground. And
which
that's
they've had trouble with too. There's been times where they've just been there and not finished it out. Sam, before score predictions, I'm going to give mine first. The biggest surprise guy for you over these past couple of weeks or the whole season, whichever you want, I'm going to go Taki. I wrote him off. I thought this is a third-round pick that Mack Wilson was already outperforming, was not that impressed, didn't see enough. And I think it was that Eagles game, that first Eagles game after that pick, you slowly just started to see it. Better tackles, better ball vision, good coverage, going for the quarterback. Obviously, he has a cool name, cool story, and whatnot, but he has stepped up so big. Like I said, that interception was hard for him to get. The Browns have just seemed more steady on defense a couple times, and obviously the pressure more often than not has fallen on the corners and the secondary. Like the Derrick Henry game, he performed. A couple other instances where it was like the Browns have to stop the run. Oh, they did stop the run immediately.
Right.
And it's not just Taki, but Mack Wilson's not the same player. I don't think he's going to be the same player going forward. It seems like a serious problem.
He's having yep.
Yeah, he's giving real Kirksey vibes to me too, where he just
Careful.
He starts tweeting like he had 15 tackles and 3 interceptions, and it's like, I didn't see you in the third or fourth quarter. Like I don't remember seeing him in the Steelers game. I don't know if he played. Can you confirm that?
Mack Wilson has been a healthy scratch when the Browns have all their linebackers. So I do think the coaches are starting to see what you and I are seeing. Just he's having trouble tackling. Love the guy to death. Love the energy that he brings to the locker room. Love that he's a real team guy.
I hope he gets healthy. He really was really good last year, and I think we thought he'd be our best linebacker this year.
Right.
So I picked Taki. I shout out Malcolm Smith. I think he's been really good. I shout out the two dudes, Dunn and Haynes, right?
Blake
Haynes and Dunn, Michael Dunn.
Right.
Shout those guys out. But Taki's been terrific. I'm excited to watch him get better. And again, this is the John Dorsey game. Shout out John Dorsey. I mean Baker, Denzel, Taki, Mac,
Chubb.
I guess. Definitely Chubb. Chubb fell in his lap a little bit, but at the same time, it's like
He took him. He got Chubb, he got Hunt, he got Landry, he got Odell.
let me add one more. And I didn't know we were going to do a whole John Dorsey thing. I love it. Wyatt Teller.
Yeah, that leads right into my surprise, man. I'll give you two of them, and one is that man right there, Wyatt Teller. Holy cow, that man is a mauler. It seems like every week after the game, you go on Twitter and you see the all 22 camera, and Wyatt Teller's pulling and just destroying
bulldozing
people. Yeah, and that offensive line is different when he's out there. Wyatt Teller, I think consistently is graded out as the best guard in football, maybe even the best offensive lineman in football. And the energy, the enthusiasm, and just the strength that he brings to that offensive line is huge, and it's not something that I expected this year at all. So he's a big surprise. Another one, I know you like him, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Holy cow, has this guy made some big catches down the stretch. Just when you think that the Browns need to make a big play, who else is there but Donovan Peoples-Jones? D Peoples-Jones, and the D stands for deep threat. This guy racking in 40-yard catches like it's nothing. Caught the game-winning touchdown against the Bengals. Had a huge play against Pittsburgh. I think it was the Browns' longest of the game.
That big catch versus the Titans.
Yep, big catch against the Titans. And back there, with the injury of JoJo Natson, returning punts, and he's been sure-handed, man.
We're not going to talk. He's a bad punt returner.
Hasn't fumbled the ball. You got to take care of the ball. Donovan Peoples-Jones has showed up big. I'm happy to have him, man. I think for a 6th-round pick, you gotta tip your cap to the guy.
Yeah, those are good picks. I like that. Sam, let's finish up here. Score prediction. Toughest part. I'll go first. 42-35. I'm going to believe in my Browns. I'm going to go for my Browns. I'm going to believe in Baker, number 1. I'm going to believe in the tight ends, number 2. I don't know what it is that they all have bought in. I've liked Harrison Bryant a lot, but he's had his moments where he's been just not good, and then other moments where he's been really good, and then just the Chief, who I thought was just going to go MIA, Duke Johnson-esque on us and request the trade and leave, and we kind of forget his time. Nope. Rebought in. I think we're going to get 2 more years of him, 1 more year. His option is next year, which we picked up. So we'll have him next year. And I think it just describes, Sam, this past Sunday where you didn't see him for 2 quarters. And I always call that blackballing. They blackballed him, I thought. Just kind of said we're not going to do Njoku anymore. Nope, put him in, block, huge block, knocks J.J. Watt back, fills in, catch here and there. Just that's Njoku. So I think it could be a huge game for them. And obviously Hooper, who I was worried about for 1 second, goes back to being sure-handed and worth every penny. I wish I could just give him his whole contract this year and then everything after that, because he's been so good. They'll be my key to the game on offense, I think, is actually the tight ends, not the receivers. Browns 42, Chiefs 35.
All right, man. Well, I like it. I'm going to say Browns 45, Chiefs 42. I think there's a serious chance that we look back on Sunday night and we think, man, what were we thinking? These Chiefs are defending Super Bowl champions. We should have known. Browns are a year too early. And that might happen, man. But you know what? The Browns are hot. And the Chiefs haven't played in 20 days. They're main guys. I think the Browns are well suited to jump out to that early lead if the Chiefs are tired and if the Chiefs are rusty. And then if they can run Nick Chubb and run Kareem Hunt, and if they let Baker keep slinging it, man, I think they can just barely hold on. You have to have the ball at the end of the game. Don't give Mahomes any more than actually don't give him any time, because that guy can sling it 80 yards on a Hail Mary if he wanted to. So have to have the ball at the end of the game, run the clock out, whatever it is, burn their timeouts to win it. But I'm going to roll with the Browns until they prove me wrong, man. They're hot.
Love it. Samo, thank you for jumping on. I think everyone is so pumped for this game, the Browns. 3 o'clock. Closing thought, Nance and Romo.
Yeah.
Make you nervous? It always makes me nervous. They never play well for him.
I'm not a big Romo guy, man. They don't play well for him, and I'm tired of Tony Romo seemingly acting like he's some offensive guru and genius, when in reality, man, Tony Romo made as many boneheaded mistakes as anyone out there on that field when he was playing quarterback.
Remember Tony's turnovers?
Yeah, the botched extra point or field goal against the Eagles in the playoffs. We all remember that.
There was a hot minute where the meme with Tony's turnovers. Remember that, where he's like every fourth quarter, like, have it. I thought he gave up the stuff that I thought was funny, where he would just be like, it would be 4th and 1, and he would say, "Oh yeah, Jim, I bet you $1 million. It's a gut punch up the middle." And obviously, like, it's either that means a quarterback or a running back can just punch it up the middle. There, Jim, pay up.
He's opened the door to a lot of other quarterbacks getting into broadcasting. So I think we're going to see guys like Jay Cutler, like Cam Newton, actually, hopefully soon, entering the broadcast booth and sort of fill in his shoes. But
yeah, I can't remember. Rivers, right? Rivers, they said, is next.
Yeah, I can see that. You don't have to worry about putting the game on the delay because Philip Rivers never cusses. But I'll tell you what, Bill. If the Browns win Sunday, Victory Monday recap podcast.
Absolutely. We'll jump right on it. No doubt. Sam, thank you. Everybody, thanks for tuning in and checking in on YouTube to the In the Browns Backfield. If you want to go back and watch a different episode, we actually did a breakdown, Sam, of the past 2 best Brown season before this year, the 2007 team versus the 2018 team. Kind of the 2 most fun teams. You know, they have their similarities, their differences, but really good watch. And then we had Noah Hiles on actually to talk about Myles Garrett. He was a reporter that got to be in the locker room and covering the game the night Myles Garrett swung on Mason Rudolph. So that was a good listen. Everybody go back, check that out. We'll have more content coming up NBA-wise, NFL-wise, a lot going on. So tune in to In the Browns Backfield coming up, and then obviously the related Glory Road podcast. So thanks for tuning in, and definitely roll Browns. Roll Browns.
Roll Browns, man.
All right, Samo.